Hello everybody, it's Sean Milburn back again today. I'm here in my 2010 Nissan 370z NISMO edition. I picked this car up very recently. Today, we're gonna go get it tuned. I've actually put quite a bit of work into this thing so far. Let me see what this guy's doing. All right. I've actually put quite a bit of work into this thing over the time I've had it. I've probably owned it for like a week and a half to 2 weeks now, so it's very recent, very fresh car for me. Speed bumps such as this one are a freaking nightmare because this thing's so slammed. It's gonna be a big learning experience compared to the ST that I previously owned. So this car has Z1 headers, fast intentions test pipes, and a MagnaFloat catback on it right now for the exhaust setup. Then on the intake side, we have a Stillen Gen 3 intake, the long tube intake setup. This is working fairly well as it is right now. Yeah, so a little bit about the car. I actually bought it off of one of my dad's best friends. He bought this car a little over 2 years ago. And ever since then, I've had my eyes on this thing. He's the type of guy that buys a car, drives it for a while, and then sells it, then gets something new. So I knew that he was going to be selling it eventually. One thing I don't miss about switching from this car, from my ST, is going to be the amount of gas that this thing consumes is kind of ridiculous. I mean, it has a 19 gallon tank compared to the ST's 12 gallon tank, so fill-ups are way more expensive. Yeah, this is much more expensive to be putting gas in, but I mean, more horsepower equals more gas, so it's just always going to be like that. All right. And we're off. Now, this thing being really low is kind of a pain in the butt. I don't know how I like it yet. I'm thinking about raising it. Right now it's sitting on some KW V3 coilovers, so they are fully adjustable. Oh, okay, we made it out without scraping. This thing sounds absolutely amazing. Like, I know there's a lot of people out there that hate the way Z's sound. I've always been a fan of them. I've always been a fan of Japanese cars. It's just what I like, really. At the end of the day, the car you drive all comes down to your own preference. So, this car is probably going to be on this channel pretty often. I just recently started the build with it. I really wish I was recording when I was actually putting these parts in. I did the header install, the test pipe install, and the long tube intake install all in the span of probably about 4 days. It was just up on the jack stands in the garage, and that's what I was just grinding out. There's been a few things I needed to tweak, like the catback was rattling for a while after I got that done. So we bent the exhaust hangers to hold it over the W brace in the rear. That way it's not gonna just keep tapping against it. Yeah, once we start getting on the freeway, I'll let you guys know and then tune back in with you. Yeah, we're approaching the freeway entrance now. It's a lot of water. This corner is normally pretty fun. You can get moving on it pretty quick, but I have no assists helping me besides ABS right now, so not trying to really take much chances right now. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of more insight on how I ended up owning this car. About 2 years ago, I was looking around on Craigslist. This is one of the cars that I was searching for. So after I owned my ST, I told myself if I ever upgraded, I was likely going to be looking at one of these, a first generation NISMO 370z. And why the NISMO edition? I really like the body kit and the rims that come on this car. Just how it looks from the factory is beautiful. I absolutely love it. So I ended up finding one. I found this one for $13,000 the guy wanted for this car when I first saw the listing. The ad was up for a day when I was looking at it. And I started freaking out a little bit because I was like, you know, this is kind of super early. I don't really want to sell my ST yet because I just got it like a year ago. I like the ST. So I started sending it to a bunch of my buddies. I was telling them if they really want like a car, that this thing was going to be an awesome car for 13 grand. There's really no way you could beat a 2010 NISMO 370 for 13 grand. Like that's kind of insane. So the next day I go to look at the car again and the listing's gone. And so I'm like, damn, bro, someone already jumped on that. Like, they got on that fast. But of course you have to, because a car that is going for that kind of price isn't gonna stay around very long. Sure enough, next day it's gone. So I was kind of disappointed. I was like, that was such a good deal that just kind of slipped through the fingers pretty much as soon as I saw it. Which is really unfortunate. I was kind of bummed out about it. But that same weekend, I was going up to the racetrack to Thunder Hill East. Or was it West? I think it was Thunder Hill. Yeah, it was Thunder Hill East. And I pull up. I'm a little bit late to the event. And it's this car, this exact car, is sitting right next to my dad's car. Like, whoever bought it, brought it to the track that weekend, and then parked it right next to my dad. So I went over and looked at it, and I was like, this is the exact same, it had all the same vinyls on it. So, well, this car, the previous owner had like some red decal on it, and which are gone now, they've been replaced. But it was a very distinct look, and it was the exact same car. So I asked him, I'm like, whose car is this? Who brought this thing? And he's like, oh, Gordon brought it. And Gordon is my dad's best friend that has been racing cars with him for like 15 years. So I was like, no fucking way that Gordon actually swooped this thing up so fast. And it made so much sense, because that's exactly what he does. Is he looks for those good deals and he picks them up as soon as he finds them, drives them for as long as he really wants to, and then he flips them and he sells them. So I talked with him about it. I was like, Gordon, if you ever want to sell this car, let me know first. Like, this is the car I saw on Craigslist like 2 days ago. He must have bought the car from the guy, had it that day, and then drove it up to the track the next day. And sure enough, that's exactly what he did. So I kind of claimed first dibs on this thing right off the bat. Is I was like, all right, I know he got this thing for 13. I could probably get it. He's gonna sell it to me for more, but that's totally fine. Like, I'm totally down to pay that, or pay what he wants. So 2 years go by. I'm waiting at the track. Like, every time I go to the track, he's there, and I'm looking at the car. He's actually let me drive it on the track even before I owned it. and I was helping him work out some of the bugs with it. He was the one that put on all the suspension work. He did the catback exhaust, the MagnaFlow, and then other than that, he put a 34-row oil cooler, and that was about all he did besides messing with a few of the electronics. And then when I got it from him, that's when it kind of went full send. He was never planning on doing any kind of power modification to it, so I took it into my own hands to do it, because who doesn't like more horsepower? So anyways, a couple weeks ago, we're at the racetrack. We're down at Laguna Seca, and he brings the car as always. I check it out. I didn't know this at the time, but he was planning on selling the car, and he never told me about it. I'd been waiting for a while, and I actually found out through my dad, who told me that night. I was editing some videos of driving on the track, and he was like, you know, Gordon's thinking about selling his Nissan. And I was like, no way he's selling the thing, because he would have like told me first. He's like, yeah, he wants $16,500 for it. And I was like, I will sell my car and buy that thing. I will pay what he wants for it. So I call him up that night, because I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna just like let this slip through my fingers. Call him up, and he immediately knows why I'm calling him. I can hear him laughing on the other side. And he's like, what's going on, Sean? And I tell him, I'm like, you're selling this car. How much do you want for it? He tells me $16,500, and I'm like, I'll sell my car for it. Like, I'll get this done. And he, I guess he didn't really like think I was serious when I was telling him a couple years ago that I really did want this car. So it turns out he had a buyer lined up for it the very next day. He was gonna sell it. So good thing I jumped on it that night, because it was gonna be gone the very next day. And that would have been so unfortunate. Like, oh man. But that's in the past, and he ended up backing out on the buyer because I had first dibs, and he knew that. And also, like, me driving it kind of keeps it around, and I'm still gonna let him drive it and all that kind of stuff, so works out for everybody. Anyways, that's the story on how I got this car. So I'm just gonna keep driving now. Once we get to the tuning shop, we'll be there in like 15 minutes or so. I'll tune back in with you guys. All right, we have arrived. So I just need to figure out where to park for the time being. I'm gonna get everything sorted out and then I'll come back. So I'm standing outside of Z-Car Garage right now. This is the spot I'm taking my car to get tuned. It's a very, very good tuning shop for Z's, guys. If you ever plan on getting your Z tuned and you're in the Bay Area or anywhere in the California area, I highly recommend coming down to this shop. Rob Fuller really knows what he's doing with these cars. He's been in this business for a very long time. He knows what he's doing, and I wouldn't trust anybody else with my Z besides him. He's gonna get the best gains, and he's gonna make sure that it's running the strongest that it can, safely and reliably. So you guys are gonna get a bit of a clip of the dyno here shortly. It's sounding really good so far, guys. Like, I'm very, very happy with the way that this is going. He said the power numbers are looking great, but he won't tell me until it's completely done, and he's gonna let me drive it. Right now, if you look behind me, it's super rainy. So it's gonna be really hard to kind of get a few test hits on the street, but we'll see what we can do. I'll bring you guys along for that. I'll strap the GoPro back on my head. You guys will be able to see those test hits and my first reactions on the new tune for the Z. It's gonna be really awesome. I'm super excited, guys, so I'll see you in a little bit. There it is, guys. He's just putting up the finishing touches on it. Just gonna take it out for a test drive real quick. Got to be careful though, because it's raining, so who knows how it'll go. What's up?
I'm gonna go take pictures of it, and then I'll take you for a drive.
Okay.
You will push the clutch in, put the car into first gear. You also want to make sure that the oil temps are up and the car's fully warmed up.
Okay.
And you stab the throttle. Not lightly press the throttle, stab it. And then now you can move the adjustable launch control up or down.
Okay.
With the cruise control button.
Okay. Yep, so throttle 100% open, clutch all the way in.
Correct. You gotta
gear.
stab it though, right? Because if I do this, well, it's like.
Yeah, my ST's the same way.
Okay. Cool. So now we're take off. I always use VDC off. We're in map 1, and let's drive.
This thing's got 200 compound tires on it. They're kind of, these were supposed to be rain tires,
Yeah.
so they might be all right.
Yeah, it drove pretty nice when I drove it before. Come on, human. All right, so when you want to use your flat foot shifting, right? You will go, keep your foot down. And of course, when you're doing it fast, when it's not wet outside, right, it'll do it really quickly for you. And then you hear your burbles. To get more burble, you want to just feather the throttle pedal, like 2 or 3, 5%, okay?
Yep. Sounds like, it's exactly like how my ST functions, which is great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think most of the software companies have got the same kind of thoughts. So here we go up to decel. And you
just kind of feather the throttle right at the top. Got it.
Absolutely, and then obviously your car is more powerful.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it did fantastic. I was very, very pleased. So that's that. You can left foot brake, right?
That's, yeah. Okay, so left foot braking is actually works now.
Absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Absolutely.
Wow, dude, that wasn't even close. That was a lot of torque, and that wasn't even close to the top of the gear.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna get too rowdy in the rain.
I was gonna say, just feel the throttle just so that I can tell you, I trust you obviously with your driving experience, but just get in the clearing like we just did here and full throttle, you can feel it, and I'll show you your dynagraph. Okay. I'm gonna go do that while you go drive it. And then when we get back to the shop here in just a moment, I'll show you the map changes.
Okay. And the flat foot shifting's only adjustable once I have the launch control's only adjustable once I have it engaged and I'm using it, and then I adjust it. Okay.
That's correct, yes sir. And again, the flat foot shifting works, right?
Yep. Very nice.
Yeah, super cool. And then
this thing sounds awesome.
Oh, it does. It's really cool. You did a nice job.
Thank you. You did as well.
Oh, thanks. Teamwork makes the dream.
Hell yeah.
There's no fast race car driver without a great prep shop.
Yep, honestly, 100%.
Yes, sir.
Tuning is a major, huge factor in getting a car to go quickly, safely.
Sure. Yeah. You have the best driver in the world if your car sucks. Rev is an awesome software company. I think it's just like some of these things are just a little, they got to catch up. So go drive your car, check it out.
Awesome.
While you're gone, I will do your dynographs.
Okay.
And I'll get you out of here.
All right, awesome. Yeah,
really
I'm super excited.
Yeah. Yep, cool. And then, your angle stuff got fixed today too.
Awesome, perfect. This is sick, guys. This really is fucking awesome. I can't wait to drive it. I'll be with you guys in a sec. So I've got my buddy Alan here with the camera. We're gonna take this thing out for a drive and see how it does. I'm super stoked. It feels way more torquey.
Yeah, it does.
Like, literally, I'm like feathering the gas pedal right now, and it's giving me way more torque than it had before. Like, I'm barely even on the throttle. I'm actually kind of scared to step on it in the rain, not gonna lie. Oh my God, it feels so good. Okay, yeah, let's not fuck around on this road. We're gonna take it somewhere I can actually. We're gonna go to the end here. I'll take it back onto the road that I went on with Rob, and then we'll hit it there and see how that does. All right. So we got a nice little open road here. This is where the magic's gonna happen. When you guys are ready, go ahead and point it forward. All right, here we go. God,
that's quick.
Oh, I wasn't even at red line. I was not at red line for that.
Wow.
Holy shit. Excuse my language. Holy crap. Like that was, oh my God. Oh, I cannot wait to feel this in dry weather. Wow. Wow. Thoroughly impressed. Take your car to Rob, Z-Car Garage. I'm telling you guys, you own a Z-Car, he's the man. He really is. All right, I'm gonna give the car back to him right now. Need to go in and do all the rest of the paperwork, and this thing will be back in my hands. See you guys in a bit. All right, so I'm gonna get out now. Now's the time where the magic happens, because we get to see what the numbers are like now. My guess, easily over 320. That's got to be over 320. Like it really has to be. I want 330. That's my goal. So if this doesn't hit 330, I'll probably end up swapping a few of the parts out so that I can meet that goal. But until then, thoroughly happy with this car. We're gonna go see it, and I'll show you guys the graph. All right, it's gonna be kind of hard to see from the phone, but the car is making way more power than I thought it was going to. The thing, I'll show you the graph right here. It's making 335 to the wheels with this catback on it. I am so surprised. It's like, it blows me away. He even told me, he's like, this thing makes way above average power, especially with the catback that's on it. He was really impressed with the performance, which I am too. I'm blown away. So we're gonna go drive it. We're gonna drive it in the rain, so we're gonna be careful. But yeah, I'm gonna go and enjoy this thing. You guys are gonna get more footage on this thing in the very near future. I'll see you then. Overall, I'd call that a very successful day. I got this thing all the way home. It's wonderful, guys. It really is. I can't really drive it that hard because it's raining and all of that. I don't really want anything bad to happen to it, so I'm just gonna wait till it's dry and then I'll make another video on it. For now, I hope you enjoyed this one. Everything's going great. If I have any other future plans for this thing, I'll let all of you know. And you're gonna be seeing way more footage of this just in general. I'm gonna be taking plenty of footage, showing it to you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.